The old driver overturned the car and surprisingly a Tycoon system popped up. Doing tasks, drawing big prizes, and crazily spending money in playing with technology, Su Cheng became a god-level tycoon by mistake. Spending money is an extremely boring thing, really, I won't lie to you. The thing I regret the most in my life is earning too much money. Once I can't spend it all, I'll get hit by lightning. God is so annoying. Normal group 467610448, Group V 4993411703, fully subscribed. Keywords of the novel. Crazy Shinhao playing technology without pop-ups, Crazy Shinhao playing technology TXT complete collection download, Crazy Shinhao playing technology latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Old Drivers Overturning. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 1,000 rivers and mountains are always in love, can we have a beautiful woman? In the early morning of Sichuan Province, and City, and Ming County, Su Cheng rode a Phoenix brand bicycle and strolled on the sparsely populated streets. Whistling and looking around, most of my gaze was fixed on the passing flower girl. Alas, the girls on this street are getting worse and worse. They look even more abstract than me, with elephant legs and pine tree waist. I finally saw a slim figure, but unexpectedly, they are a back killer with acne on their face. It's really amazing. Su Cheng, male, aged 18, is currently a senior day student in Mingxian No. 1 Middle School, with a height of 175. Generous personality and dull and coquettish. I love to observe women's thighs and breasts, and occasionally two comments pop out of my mouth, just like teenagers who are restless during their adolescence in March. If you don't study seriously, you always end up at the end. If you score 750 and get 400, everything will be fine. You can burn incense and worship Bodhisattva. At present, I am still a male student, and my girlfriend is a fifth girl. I am currently secretly in love with his homeroom teacher. Speaking of the homeroom teacher, Su Cheng, who was riding a bicycle, saw a bright smile on his face, revealing his fair teeth and shouting loudly, "Good morning, Teacher Wang." At the corner, a woman wearing a white suit on her upper body and a pair of white tight pants on her lower body caught the eye. From a side view, her figure is slim and curvy, with a perfect curve on her chest, swearing in the grandeur of a certain place. Her facial contours are soft and beautiful, her facial features are delicate, and there is no excess fat under her fragrant cheeks. Her originally dark long hair was tied into a ponytail and tied behind her head. When she heard someone calling out to her, she turned her head to look, but her pretty face showed a hint of shock. "Be careful." Bang! A scream of surprise followed by a violent collision. Su Cheng, whose gaze had originally been fixed on the face of the homeroom teacher, stumbled over a stone as he passed by the corner. In an instant, the car became unstable and swayed everywhere, pulling his gaze back. He had already collided with a street lamp. Accidentally, the car overturned. The car was fine, people were bleeding, and Su Cheng's forehead was scratched. The pain controlled his behavior, with one hand covering his head and the other supporting the ground, and his mouth wailing incessantly. On the morning streets, although there aren't many people, there are also commuters and students who, driven by curiosity, stop to observe the situation. What are you all looking at? Haven't you seen a car overturned before? Su Cheng felt unhappy when he was surrounded by people. He shouted, and many passers-by left with a suppressed smile. Wang Yuerong naturally recognized her own student as the one who overturned the car. Seeing Su Cheng injured, she stepped on high heels and crossed the road in 3 or 2 steps to reach the opposite side. Extending his soft palm, he supported Su Cheng and said, "Su Cheng, are you okay? Why didn't you be careful while riding your bike? Looking around, where did you hurt? Let the teacher take a look." A fragrant breeze struck, and the taste on Wang Yuerong's body was very pleasant, just like the fragrance of jasmine. Taking a deep breath, Su Cheng felt relaxed and happy, and for a while, the pain subsided significantly. Looking at her slightly furrowed eyebrows, it seemed like she was worried. Su Cheng's heart warmed and his gaze shifted downwards. Under the delicate collarbone, there was no astonishing whiteness, but the tightly closed collar could not conceal the proud curve, making Su Cheng's mind drift away. "It's all bleeding, be careful when riding your bike." Wang Yuerong's tone was mixed with concern and blame. She took out a tissue from her handbag and wiped the bloodstain on Su Cheng's forehead. "Can you get up? How do you feel?" "Apart from the injury to her forehead, there's nothing else that's uncomfortable." Su Cheng looked straight ahead without any movement. Following his gaze, Wang Yuerong glanced, her face drooping, her tone slightly cold, and her tone raised a bit. "Su Cheng. This little guy is injured and bleeding, and he still has the mind to look blindly. He deserves to be hit by a street lamp post." "Oh, Teacher Wang, I'm fine." Su Cheng quickly regained his senses and realized that he had been caught peeping. He sneered awkwardly. Wang Yuerong looked at him with a smile and said, "Come on, I'll help you up. There's the county hospital ahead, and I'll take you to get bandaged. You're the same. Just ride your bike well, keep your eyes long. If the bike overturns and falls on the ground, it hurts you. Pay attention next time, otherwise you'll have to walk for me when I go to school in the future." With the help of the homeroom teacher, Su Cheng slowly stood up. This was the first time he had had such intimate contact with a woman he had been secretly in love with for 3 years. His soft pussy and fragrant body odor made Su Cheng's careful liver jump uncontrollably. Suppressing a hint of joy in his heart, Su Cheng dared not show any unusual signs. Apart from the wound on his forehead, he only had some minor abrasions on his palms, which were not serious. "Teacher Wang, I also overturned the car just to say hello to you. As for the reason, you also have it. You know how to be cunning. If you put all your intelligence into studying, the teacher will rest assured." Wang Yuerong's beautiful eyes turned white at him, and her charming mature aura unconsciously revealed, "All right, take a piece of paper to cover the wound and go to the hospital to bandage it." As she spoke, Wang Yuerong straightened Su Cheng's bicycle and said, "Let's go. What are you still waiting for? Your feet are also busy." "No, my feet are fine. Actually, I can go to the hospital alone." "Teacher Wang, why don't you go to school first?" Su Cheng said. Wang Yuerong looked at him with a smile on her face and said, "Take the time to erase that little thought from your heart. It's just a little hurt. Don't think of taking leave for me. The college entrance examination is only 3 months away, and you must review every minute and every second to prepare for it. The college entrance examination is related to your lifelong future. If you want to neglect it, if you are not sensible now, the teacher must take good care of it for you, so that you don't enter society in the future and say that I, as a teacher, am irresponsible. No, how can I say you're irresponsible? You're the most responsible teacher in the whole school, but... Teacher Wang, I'm really feeling a little dizzy, so don't go to the hospital with me. I'll go home to review after getting bandaged myself. How about that?" Unexpectedly, Wang Yuerong didn't seem to have heard Su Cheng's words. She pushed the car forward for more than 10 meters before turning back and shouting, "Hurry up, I need to take a leave and have your father call me to speak in person." "Have Dad call to ask for leave." Upon hearing this, Su Cheng couldn't help but tremble. "My father is a serious person. If he finds out that he is taking leave and skipping classes due to a slight scratch, he will have to kill himself." Helpless, he had to succumb to the powerful female influence and went to the county hospital with great longing. After undergoing some dressing, he was driven to school by the beautiful homeroom teacher. Along the way, although Su Cheng felt a bit regretful not being able to skip class successfully, he was also satisfied to be alone with his homeroom teacher for half an hour and feel her care. Chapter 2. The Tycoon System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After entering school, Su Cheng parted ways with the homeroom teacher and looked at her sexy waist and plump buttocks with reluctance. At that time, Su Cheng came to class 4 of grade 3 and was still attending morning self-study. As soon as he sat down, his desk mate asked, "Su Cheng, what's wrong with your head? Did someone hit you again?" The students around cast their eyes at the sound. "What is it called again? Are you sick? Who dares to hit me?" Su Cheng glared at his desk mate with displeasure. He is the only one who bullies others in school, who dares to trouble him. When the little guy in the house of the deputy director of the Public Security Bureau sees him, he must shout, "Brother! Who dares to hit him? So why are you injured on your head and hands?" My desk mate clearly didn't believe it, thinking he was covering it up. He chuckled and said, "If you hadn't fought with someone, I would have swallowed this piece of paper." As he spoke, he waved his hand and a piece of toilet paper appeared in his palm. Su Cheng snorted disdainfully, too lazy to pay attention to him. This guy is called Lu Zixiang, one of the few people in class 4 of grade 3 who dares to joke with Su Cheng. They have been sitting together for 3 years and are used to it. When Su Cheng is free, he likes to tease him, and when he is free, he also likes to tease Su Cheng. "There's nothing to say, that's just admitting," Lu Zixiang smiled and said, "I told you to be low-key a long time ago, but you didn't listen. It's okay now. I was beaten, and I'll tell you. Do you have enough energy, right?" Su Cheng turned his head, his eyes widened, and he reached out to give him a hard chestnut finger, shouting, "Xiaolin. Here, what's going on?" A boy in the front 3 rows stood up and responded. "Come and help me hold down Lu Zixiang. This kid didn't take any medicine today, repair him." Su Cheng shouted loudly. This voice, however, silenced the whole class and everyone stopped their work, casting their eyes over, waiting to see the good play. A petite and sweet girl with a ponytail stood up from the doorway and scolded, "Su Cheng, what are you doing?" Su Cheng glanced at the girl and smiled, "It's nothing, just playing a game." "Lu Zixiang, you coward, why are you running?" Lu Zixiang took a few steps over the aisle and ran to the edge of the podium. He looked at Su Cheng and angrily said, "You're really here. I was just joking with you." "I'm joking with you too, what are you afraid of?" Su Cheng smiled. He just tried to scare Lu Zixiang, but he didn't really know how to take action. Unexpectedly, this guy was all cowardly and scared. After Lu Zixiang returned and sat down, the girl who had just walked over, holding a book in one hand and pointing her delicate and smooth fingers at Su Cheng in the other, said, "If you make any more noise, I'll go tell Teacher Wang to read carefully and not speak. Do you hear me?" Su Cheng widened his eyes and remained silent. "I'm telling you, did you hear me?" the girl asked again. Su Cheng blinked and said no. "You." The girl became angry, thinking that Su Cheng was teasing her, and her palm moved. Screaming in the next moment, a book flew over. Su Cheng's eyes were sharp and his hands were fast. He grabbed the book in his hand and gave the girl a silent glance, saying, "Class monitor, aren't you not letting me speak? Why are you still not satisfied?" The girl was taken aback, her face turned red, and then she snorted lightly. Her beautiful eyes stared at Su Cheng and said, "Give me the book." "No." Su Cheng blinked, with a mischievous teasing smile on his face. But in the next moment, the wicked smile froze. The Tycoon system, fusion complete. A mechanical electronic synthesis sound echoed in his mind. At this moment, Su Cheng's mood is a bit complicated. Ding. Realistic task. Give me a set of underwear, task tip. When asking for a set of underwear from the girl in front of you, simply say it without obtaining their consent. Task reward. Activate the Teheo system. If you fail to complete the punishment, you will experience yang and impotence for 3 days. I'm going, what kind of mission is this? Su Cheng was startled and blurted out a complaint. The female class monitor, who was not far from him, had an angry expression and a look of wanting to eat him. She thought Su Cheng was cursing herself. Coincidentally, her name is Ren Wu. Gauzy face, small chin, raised nose bridge, small face, big eyes, curved eyebrows, vividly portrayed as a person walking out of a painting. I worked as the class monitor in Class 4 of Grade 3 for 3 years, and the entire Mingxian No. 1 middle school was also a renowned literary and artistic talent. She studied well, had a sweet voice, and heard that she could also write novels. I don't know if it's true, but Su Cheng has never seen her before. It's just that her figure is a bit petite, and she doesn't have the temperament of a senior high school student. Instead, she looks like a lively lowly student. Su Cheng, what do you mean? Su Cheng reacted and looked at Ren Wu, who was as angry as a little tiger. His heart ached and he quickly explained. That class monitor, there was a misunderstanding. We misunderstood. I wasn't talking about you, but listen to my explanation. It's like this, there's a warning. The host must not disclose any information about the Tycoon system, otherwise their consciousness will be erased and they will become idiots. Electric shock warning, next time you try again, strike directly with lightning. Drop. Attention. The host still has 60 seconds left to complete the mission. Once the mission is completed, activate the Tycoon system. Mission failure, Yang Hui for 3 days. As soon as the warning was issued, Su Cheng felt a surge of electric current running through his body. From top to bottom, he felt like he had been connected to a high-voltage wire. As he trembled, his cold hair exploded and he was sweating profusely. I'll go, damn it. Su Cheng felt a chill in his heart, with a look of fear in his eyes. The sour and refreshing taste of being electrocuted just now was definitely not cheating. After calming down for a few seconds, Su Cheng's heart still pounded wildly. His eyes flickered, and he turned to Ren Wu. He organized his words and smiled, saying, Class monitor, don't be angry. I'll apologize to you, okay? Forget it, I'm too lazy to argue with you. Be honest, it's almost time for the college entrance examination. Study hard and give me the book. Ren Wu glanced at him and said. Su Cheng handed her the book and coughed lightly, saying, cough. Class monitor, can you give me a set of your underwear? As soon as Su Cheng finished speaking, the whole class fell silent. While the book that had just been returned was flown over by Ren Wu, and Su Cheng dodged on the side of his head. A hint of shyness and anger flashed through her pupils, and she gritted her teeth and said, You are so reckless. Humph, wait for me. Upon hearing Su Cheng's rogue words, class monitor Loli was completely angry, stomped her feet, and ran straight away from the classroom. Upon seeing this scene, Lu Zixiang was puzzled and said, Su Cheng, did you take the wrong medicine today? You dare to flirt with me, class monitor, and wait for me to be disciplined. Su Cheng, you're so strange today. You dare to ask Ren Wu for underwear. A girl from the side looked at him and said. The class monitor probably went to find the teacher. You're in trouble, said a dark boy behind him, his tone seeming a bit schadenfreude. Su Cheng doesn't want to do this either. But there's no way, a ghostly Tycoon system is staring in the dark. Su Cheng dare not gamble. If he can't complete this task, he probably will really suffer from yang and impotence for 3 days. What if one mistake leaves the root of the illness and stops taking action from now on? Su Cheng dared not gamble. Between face and fate, he resolutely chose the latter. Protecting the dignity of men is the right path. Amazing, my brother. Do you want the rhythm of heaven? Crazy, crazy, what is Su Cheng doing? You're sick, really, still awake. He probably masturbated a lot last night and hasn't digested it yet. This guy, really, is so rogue. He even asked the class monitor for underwear, shameless. Classmates were discussing it all, and Su Cheng expressed that he was in pain. He didn't want it to be like this either. It was all forced and there was nothing he could do. Task completed, congratulations on the official launch of the Tycoon system by the host. From now on, you should strive to defeat all opponents and become the world's strongest tycoon. Ding, please check the system information. Just as Su Cheng was about to take a good look at what this thing called the Tycoon system was, the show came. Su Cheng, come out of here. A mature female voice, soft and filled with anger, shook Su Cheng's body and looked towards the door. I saw the angry homeroom teacher with a delicate face, and beside her stood a petite girl, not Ren Wu. Facing everyone else, even the principal, Su Cheng is not afraid, but this homeroom teacher alone is not capable. If he likes someone, sometimes he can't help but care about her opinions and gaze. So, Su Cheng could only bow down to the powerful female influence, follow the rules and regulations of the class teacher, and leave the classroom in the pitiful and joking eyes of the whole class. As soon as he left the classroom, Su Cheng sneered and said, "Teacher Wang, I was a bit excited just now, so I couldn't control my emotions. Please don't argue like me, okay?" Wang Yuerong looked at his playful and smiling face and couldn't help but feel angry. It's not that I'm talking about you, how do you really need to mature? How old are you? You're already an adult this year, right? You're still like a child. Hee hee ha, forget it, but take a look, what have you done? In the morning self-study, you were making loud noises in the class, teasing classmates. Do you still look like a student? I'll ask you, do you still want to read this book? Faced with the guidance of the homeroom teacher, Su Cheng could only lower his head and listen, not daring to fart. After all, it was indeed him who made a mistake just now, and he could distinguish it clearly in his own heart. Moreover, at this moment, silence is the best extinguishing agent, otherwise it will become increasingly dark and ignite the anger of the class teacher, making it difficult to end. Wang Yuerong trained for 4 or 5 minutes, and in a blink of an eye, the self-study was about to end. As she was about to start her regular class, she had to stop coaching. Write a review letter later and submit it to my office. Do you hear me? I heard you. Is it just a review? Fortunately, it wasn't inviting parents, so Su Cheng breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. Alright, you both go in. Ren Wu, keep an eye on him. If he shows any signs of causing trouble again, come and notify me immediately and see how I can deal with him. Alright, this is just a sign, even if there are any signs, it won't work. Alright. Class monitor Loli nodded obediently after finishing speaking. He glanced at Su Cheng, twisted his slender and petite figure, brushed his shoulder, and entered the classroom. Su Cheng also cast an infatuated glance at the perfect curve on the chest of the homeroom teacher and shook it back to his seat. Chapter 3. Network Tasks. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Time flows like water, standing in a coquettish position, sliding quickly, and one mistake can easily pass a day of study time. After being scolded by the beautiful class teacher, Su Cheng returned to his seat and his whole mind began to wander. Several close friends joked that he had been trained to be foolish, and some girls also cast strange looks at him, looking at his foolishness and giggling. As for the class monitor Loli, she only came to pick up the book and snorted lightly, gouging out his eyes, and never paid any attention to him for a day. Returning home in a daze, Su Cheng vigorously took 2 cold showers. Putting on clean clothes and lying on the bed in the bedroom, a sentence finally popped out of my mouth. It's really a dog. He was in a daze all day, naturally related to the sudden emergence of the wealthy system. As a normal person, when encountering situations beyond common sense, the first reaction is definitely dull and shocked, and Su Cheng is no exception. Will you be able to enter the state immediately? All kinds of explosions. Su Cheng is only 18 years old, how can he have such a strong psychological quality? Of course, there might be some in the future. He regained his composure, it was already this time now. Tuheo system. Beginner level. Host: Su Cheng. Gender: male, hobbies. Female, age: 18, task point: 0, can be obtained by completing tasks, technology points. 0, get 1 point for every 10,000 renminbi spent, account balance. 300,000 renminbi. Technology City. There are currently no products available. Item list. There are currently no favorites. Task: embark on your journey to become a tycoon. According to the Tycoon system, the host must consume at least 10,000 renminbi per day. Failure or refusal to complete will result in the host being penalized with an electric shock. Note: this system is a super-dimensional product, so powerful that your brain cannot imagine it. Please follow the rules and do not disclose any information about the system at will, otherwise you will encounter lightning strikes. Friendly reminder. Open the Tycoon system. Congratulations to the host for receiving a beginner gift package, giving away 300,000 renminbi for free, and winning a lottery opportunity in the Technology City. No one can imagine what Su Cheng's mood is now: excited, wondering, excited, afraid. None of them. He only wants to say 2 words now. Hee hee. Ha. Suppressing the unstable emotions in his heart, Su Cheng began to carefully examine this Tycoon system. This thing is true, without a doubt, because Su Cheng had already experienced the sour feeling of being electrocuted when he was in school before. It's numb and crispy, to be honest. Besides the pain, it's also a bit refreshing. And as early as this morning, he received a text message from Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Dear customer, your account ending in 6352 received 300,000 yuan on March 8. That's right, 300,000 yuan was recorded without any fraud. It's not wrong. At that time, Su Cheng was not calm anymore. He only had a few cents in his account. In order to prove that he had not dreamed, he filled in Lu Zixiang's address on Taobao with his phone and ordered a box of Durex. The final payment was successful. Su Cheng also specifically inquired about the origin of the money in the system, but the system told him, host, please rest assured that the money is coming from a legitimate source, without any problems, and will not cause economic crisis or inflation. Please use it with confidence. Be good. That's 300,000 yuan. Although his family's wealth is not just that 300,000 yuan, for himself, 300,000 yuan is a wealth that he has never controlled since he was born. Nowadays, I go to school every day and eat at school at noon. My monthly allowance plus living expenses is at most 1,000 yuan, which is 300 times less than 300,000 yuan. However, having money does not mean that Su Cheng can live a stable life. In the Tycoon system, it is explicitly stipulated that the daily consumption amount is at least 10,000 renminbi, and if not used up, he will be electrocuted. Even though the feeling was sour and satisfying, Su Cheng swore that he would never want to try again. That is to say, the 300,000 yuan in his account is only enough for him to use it for a month, or even shorter. In a month's time, if he doesn't have money, he will suffer an endless electric shock, and it is estimated that he will have to die in less than 3 days. Becoming a wealthy and handsome person. Marrying by Fume. It's all nonsense. Why is it that other people's systems are both beautiful and gentle, while my system is violent and shameless, unable to carry out unlimited overdraft? Su Cheng's current mood is like this. Hey, demon spirit. I may have encountered a fake system. King Dad, I'm your dad. Thinking about it, Su Cheng was constantly slandering. At this moment, the familiar mechanical synthesis voice rang out in my mind. Host, please don't blame the system casually. The purpose of the Tycoon system is to regulate the host's behavior and help the host become the most qualified tycoon in the world. Additionally, a warm reminder. The Technology City is the biggest secret of the Tycoon system, with shortcuts to getting rich. Technology City. With a thought, a semi-transparent panel appeared in front of Su Cheng's eyes. Technology City, also known as Superdimensional Technology City. Products that transcend dimensions and break the shackles of truth status. There are currently no products available, and the host can obtain task points by completing tasks. Spending task points for lucky draws will result in some sustainable products appearing in a special form in the Technology City. Lottery. Each task point is drawn once, and currently the host has one free chance to draw. Do you want one? After some thought, Su Cheng decided to use this lottery opportunity. So, on the panel of the Technology City, the colorful turntable began to spin rapidly, stirring Su Cheng's heart with his anticipation. The turntable stops. Ding! A golden treasure chest appeared out of thin air above. Su Cheng's expression moved and he clicked to open the treasure chest. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a bottle of trauma repair potion. After taking this product, it can treat injuries caused by external forces in a short period of time. The degree of healing depends on the quantity of the product and the severity of the injury. It cannot be sold externally and can be clicked to use. Trauma repair potion. Su Cheng's consciousness moved, and a light blue crystal bottle slid down from the void and stopped steadily in his hand. Can you cure the trauma? How about giving it a try? Taking a glance at the injury on his hand and touching his slightly prickly forehead, Su Cheng opened the bottle cap and smelled it. He found that there was no special odor, so he took the medicine back and clicked to take it. In an instant, a cool airflow flowed freely through every cell of his body, eventually converging at the wound on his body. Ah, it's great, it's really great. The originally slightly painful wound has become itchy and numb in an instant, turning from cold to hot. That feeling is like doing a lot of healthcare, very exciting. 10 seconds later, the cool airflow disappeared, and the comfortable feeling dissipated. In exchange, all the injuries on Su Cheng's forehead and hands healed. Mimi Egg, I've found a treasure now. Being able to heal wounds in an extremely short amount of time without leaving any scars, this Tycoon system really has some tricks. The task point seems to be a good thing. Suppressing the surprise and shock in his heart, Su Cheng glanced at the system status. There are still 5 hours and 48 minutes left until the daily task, with a completion rate of 0%. Please hurry up and note that the host can trigger the task according to different environments, and can obtain both technology points and task points at the same time. Please consider it yourself. Spend money. Su Cheng muttered to himself with a smile, it seems that I'm going to become a rich man again today, hee. But how to spend this money is also a matter of knowledge. The system has a prompt that allows you to earn task points while spending money. Task points are great things, as Su Cheng just realized. So under limited conditions, Su Cheng also needs to consider how to trigger the task. Mind him, give it a try to all the spending methods you know. There are still over 5 hours left until the end of the daily task, so don't worry. Besides going to school and playing games, Su Cheng also has 2 hobbies. Watching live broadcasts and reading novels. After logging in, the system did not provide a prompt to trigger the task. Su Cheng was puzzled and thought for a moment. He found a book in the bookshelf and casually gave a reward of 5 yuan, but still did not respond. Is it because the opening method is incorrect? After a moment of contemplation, Su Cheng felt that it should be like this. Exiting the Qidian app, Su Cheng logged into the Sichuan Pepper app again. Sichuan Pepper live streaming platform is a newly emerging online live streaming platform in recent years. Although it may not rank among the top 5 in the live streaming industry, the quality of the beautiful women inside is not bad, and there are also many tycoons, producing many million-level anchors, which has contributed a lot to the growth of the live streaming industry. Su Cheng usually either goes to Douyu or Sichuan Pepper, but he rarely gives tips when watching live broadcasts. Firstly, the little driver has no stock in his pocket, and secondly, he doesn't have a crush on any broadcasters. Ding! The task arrived, and Su Cheng's eyes lit up slightly. Network task. Beauty, do you want to meet? Task tip. Choose a Sichuan Pepper female anchor and use the means of a Tycoon to ask if she is scheduled. The female anchor must answer scheduled during the live broadcast to complete the task. Private answers are not counted. The task is limited to 7 days, with a completion reward of 3 task points and a failure penalty of yang in wei for 7 days. Su Cheng was stunned when he saw the task issued by the Tycoon system. A group of wild boars rushed past in his heart, it was too dragging. Chapter 4. Female Anchor Roy Xiaolin. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Can't complete, Huanyang. 7 days of impotence. I'll kick your lungs. Beauty, do you have a date? If this lump were asked privately, give her some aftermath money, maybe it's not a problem, maybe she will agree after pushing and pinching. Can answer in public, in front of countless viewers, probably it's a bit hanging. Hanging back, but Su Cheng still has to use all his skills to do it. After all, this is a mandatory task, and if it cannot be completed, then let's go with GG. Roy Xiaolin is a female anchor on the Sichuan Pepper platform. In reality, she is still in college and studying music. Her face was painted with light makeup, her lips were thin and sexy, her little nose was straight and smooth, her 2 eyebrows were hanging on her jewel-like sparkling eyes, and her long hair was tied into buns, making her instantly transform from a cute little girl to a layer of intellectual beauty. Although she can rely on her face to make a living, she has to rely on her talent. After the rise of a guzheng kite in Sichuan Pepper, she also started playing with it through a friend's introduction. However, she is not playing the guzheng, but the popular piano nowadays. After a gentle Alice song, Roy Xiaolin turned her head to look at the camera and smiled Ying, saying, "Thank you for following me, thank you for sharing, thank you to all the friends who support Xiaolin. Those who have small gifts in their hands can take a walk. Playing the piano is tiring, let's chat for a while." Hee, brother Yuan, what kind of expression are you looking at? You still want to hear me play? Alright, could you please give me a gift? Oh, my dear, my height is definitely over 160. There's no mail ticket, I really don't lie to you. What's the point of lying to you? Humph, as I mentioned before, I'm only 17 years old and underage. You're not allowed to tease me, otherwise I'll call the police. She has a sweet appearance and plays the piano exceptionally well. However, she is a newcomer anchor and has only been live streaming for half a month. Without much recommendation, most of the people in the live room are actually zombie fans. There are over 2,000 people, and less than half of them are living. Among these half, about 1/10 of them are willing to spend money for her. On the fan list, the number 1 fan is worth 12,000, with a ratio of approximately 10.1 between Sichuan Pepper coins and RMB, so the number 1 fan contributed 1,200 yuan to her. Although 1,200 yuan may seem good, it is only a rare phenomenon. Looking down, the fan value of the second and third rankings is much lower. On the entire fan list, there are only over 90 people, and all the Sichuan Pepper coins add up to 30,000 yuan, which is about 3,000 yuan in RMB. The distribution of Sichuan Pepper is 8.2, with the anchor accounting for the majority. Apart from personal income tax, Roy Xiaolin's income for the past half-month is approximately over 2,000 yuan. Compared to anchors with a monthly income of 100,000 or even more like Sichuan Pepper, she is much more humble. Sigh. There's not even a Tycoon to comfort the baby. After carefully asking for gifts, except for 3 or 4 viewers who pitifully gave her 10 yuan, the rest of the audience remained indifferent, which made her feel a bit hurt. At least a beautiful woman who takes on both beauty and skill, how can she have such a big gap with others? At the same time, the live streamer has a Sichuan Pepper coin that specializes in dancing that has exceeded 1 million yuan, while she only has a decent 30,000 yuan. Should she be so shocking? If this continues, I don't know when I'll get that LV bag. Although live streaming is her sideline, who doesn't want to become famous and earn more money? Just as she was feeling depressed, a few annoying words appeared on the public screen. Beauty, do you want to make an appointment? I was already feeling a bit uneasy in my heart, but this person dared to ask such a question. Xiaolin's pretty face drooped and her eyebrows furrowed. How could there be such a person, As she spoke, she took action and kicked the user named I am Xiaolin out of the live broadcast room. A first-level guy who wants to make a fortune, if you're a tycoon above level 60, I can still talk to you for a while. Xiaolin admits to having a scene of worshipping money, but she also has her own bottom line. For those who don't have money but want to pretend, she only has 2 words. I don't know you. And whether or not to make an appointment is something that cannot be answered casually in the live broadcast room, because once the appointment is answered, it will give the audience the impression that this female anchor is a promiscuous woman who has returned from Dongguan. Spitz will never give up the opportunity to criticize her at this time. She was already a glass-hearted person, and she didn't dare to tarnish her reputation casually. Ah! Who gave this gift? Blue Fairy. Wow, this is. But suddenly, a Blue Fairy appeared in her live broadcast room. Blue Fairy, this is a gift worth 20,000 Sichuan pepper coins on the Sichuan pepper platform, equivalent to 2,000 renminbi. It was the first time since she started broadcasting that someone had given her such a valuable gift. Suddenly, her face turned red with excitement and she happily thanked her, saying, "Thank you, the Blue Fairy named I am Xiaolin, brother. Thank you very much, Moma." However, as soon as she finished speaking, her face was taken aback. There is an audience speaking in the live broadcast room. Beauty, you've kicked even the tycoons. Yeah, you're still playing so crudely. I'm also in a high position, it's the first time I've seen such a domineering anchor. 666, that big brother probably has a bewildered expression on his face now and is about to fight demons and spirits. I'm also drunk, Xiaolin. How resistant are you to trench forces? In the live broadcast room, some viewers began to mock heartlessly, and Xiaolin's face turned pale as she listened, almost crying. What did I do? Regret filled her heart, and she swore that she didn't mean it just now. Who knew that when she kicked that person, he happened to be giving a gift? Grandpa, can't you give a gift first before speaking? On Su Cheng's side, he looked at his phone screen and also paused for a moment. Sleeping slot, how noble does this female anchor need to be? I just said it and kicked me. Su Cheng is a bit confused, the insertion method is incorrect. At least I gave her a reward of 2,000 renminbi, but this woman kicked him just because of his one sentence. It's a bit excessive. Don't be rich, how foolish are you, teasing and forcing. Su Cheng originally thought the new anchor was easy to fool, but he didn't expect to meet someone with a tough personality who didn't make it to the beginning. But since this girl is so noble, she probably won't be able to do anything, so forget it. I'm going, do you want to play with me like this? Misfortune never comes singly, and what made Su Cheng want to curse out loud was that the Tycoon system actually directly bound the target of the task to her, which made Su Cheng feel very distressed. After reading the specific instructions of the task, Su Cheng's mind was filled with black lines. Your sister, it turns out that as long as you consume it, you will be bound to an object. I'm really cheap and should be beaten. Feeling sorry for himself, Su Cheng suddenly realized that there was an extra private message in the message box. Brother, I'm sorry, I didn't see you giving a gift earlier. I'm really sorry, I was wrong. Please forgive me and don't be angry, okay? Didn't you see it? After reading this message, Su Cheng breathed a sigh of relief, realizing that he had not seen it. I'll just say, there's no such a foolish person in the world. That's it, it's just you. Feeling slightly better, Su Cheng entered Xiaolin's live broadcast room again. With a gift of 2,000 yuan, Su Cheng's account has also jumped to level 15 in Sichuan Pepper. Seeing the Tycoon return, Roy Xiaolin quickly looked innocent and pitifully said, "That brother of, I am Xiao Yancheng just now is really sorry. He was in a bad mood just now and didn't notice you giving gifts. Xiaoling apologized to you here. I'm sorry." She clasped her hands together and bowed, full of sincerity. At the same time, I was also uneasy, afraid that the wealthy Tycoon who was generous in his actions would be angry and unwilling to forgive her. 5. Chapter 5 Beauty, Is It a Date? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I am Xiao Yancheng giving Roy Xiaolin a blue fairy as a gift. Su Cheng just transferred 10,000 yuan directly to his Sichuan Pepper account, so giving him another blue fairy as a gift would not put any pressure on him. He never imagined that he would have such a tough day. I heard that this money is enough for several major health treatments. In the live broadcast room, some people who didn't have the money to give a tip and only knew how to flip water and spit bubbles were boiling. A series of 666 floats on the public screen of the live broadcast room. Sleeping trough, is that the blue fairy again? Plus that one just now, 4,000 yuan, that's enough for my monthly salary. Rich man, if you make a move, it's only a few thousand yuan. Do you dare to go crazy again? Do wealthy people still lack pendants on their legs? Money is capricious. Roy Xiaolin didn't expect to apologize in advance. I'm Xiaoyanqing, she said, and then gave her a blue fairy again. She spent 2,000 yuan casually. The world of wealthy people is not something that can be easily understood. Just his 2 hands of tips alone exceeded all the live streaming income of Roy Xiaolin for half a month, and for a moment, she jumped up and down with caution. Holding a heart shape with both hands on her chest, a sweet voice came out. Thank you, brother Xiaoyancheng. Thank you very, very much. What song do you want to listen to? Xiaoling can play and sing it for you on site. This Tycoon, with no human nature, seems to do things solely based on his preferences. Roy Xiaolin was determined to take care of him well. When he was happy, he casually gave himself a blue fairy, which could be worth several days of live streaming. However, I am Xiaoyanqing didn't mention singing and replied lightly with 2 words. Do you agree? 666, the Tycoon is so straightforward. Be more reserved, beautiful women are reserved. I bet Xiaoling will agree to a spicy noodle. I bet on a box of soap, but Xiaoling will definitely refuse. However, these wire pics were all wrong. Seeing the barrage scrolling across the public screen, Xiaoling's pretty face was adorned with a faint sense of helplessness and sadness. Due to the 2 consecutive blue beauties of I am Xiaoyanqing, her live streaming room ranking was directly pushed into the top 5 of the trending topics. This recommendation is very eye-catching on the Sichuan Pepper platform, and now in the evening, some idle viewers are watching the live broadcast. When they saw her profile picture was not bad, they all clicked into the live broadcast room. In just a few seconds, the number of views in Roy Xiaolin's live broadcast room skyrocketed from over 2,000 to over 9,000. This is already the highest popularity record since she started broadcasting. Despite its high popularity, it also faces a problem. Many people have come, and it is obviously a very embarrassing question for her to answer a Tycoon's refusal to make an appointment in such an occasion. She cannot express herself. Is it a date? I am Xiao Yancheng giving Roy Xiaolin a blue fairy as a gift. The live broadcast room continues to stir fry. Sleeping trough, the Tycoon has a firm heart. The old driver is taking me along. It's already 3, the anchor should give someone a reply quickly. J8 is really annoying. Are you making an appointment or not? Can't it be the anchor directing and acting? Self-directed and self-performed, that's definitely impossible. If you have money, why does Roy Xiaolin still live stream? Appearing to be painful. There are too many interesting things in life, and live streaming is just for boring people to do something boring for those who have nothing to do to watch. At this moment, Xiaolin was at a loss and her mouth couldn't help but tremble. What should she say? She is a half-hearted anchor and has never experienced such a complex moment before. What should she do? Is it a date? I am Xiaolin giving Xiaolin the Blue Demon Concubine X2 as a gift. In just over a minute, 5 blue fairy maidens, 100,000 Sichuan pepper coins, 10,000 renminbi, were defeated like this. Spending a lot of money is just fun. When watching live broadcasts in the past, Su Cheng even mocked those tycoons who spend money to reward female anchors as SB, in the dialect of Mingxian, they are just melon kids. But now, he can truly feel the emotions of those melon kids at that time, because he has also become one of them. Melons are just melons, anyway it's just one word. Shuang. With 10,000 yuan thrown down, Xiaolin's live broadcast room rose directly to the top spot, and the number of viewers also increased slightly at this time, breaking through the 10,000 mark. Although a reward of 10,000 yuan is not a big deal in Sichuan pepper, it's better than being a wealthy person. In one sentence, I'll ask if you can make an appointment. The blue fairy has brushed 5 times in a row, will you make an appointment? Xiaolin is extremely conflicted at the moment. This is only 10,000 yuan. After deducting the share and paying taxes, she can mention 7,000 yuan at once. 7,000 yuan in some better entertainment cities, you can already do a few good health treatments. What should I do now, whether to make an appointment or not? Brother Yancheng, let me give you a housing manager first. It seems that you are not a housing manager yet. After hastily installing a housing manager for I am Xiaolin, Xiaolin was afraid that he would get angry because she didn't respond to him in a timely manner, so she quickly sent a private message. Brother, with so many people now, it's difficult for me to answer. My WeChat ID is RXL11234. You can add me, and we can chat later after the live broadcast. After sending the message, Xiaolin anxiously waited for a reply. On Su Cheng's side, he smiled bitterly upon seeing this message and said, it seems that the task is still arduous. Tell me privately that it will be useful. After thinking about it for a while, Su Cheng went back to the message and said, Beauty, do you want to make an appointment? On Xiaolin's end, seeing the message, she felt a little embarrassed and angry. She said to herself, how could he be so direct? Can't he be more reserved? I don't even know what he looks like, how can we make a date? Absolutely not. Thinking about offending the tycoon, she had to be careful and reply, Brother, asking such a question directly makes it impossible for me to answer. I don't even know what you look like, where you are from, or what you do. Su Cheng sneered when he saw it and wanted to inquire indirectly about what I was up to, little rascal. Don't worry, I don't have any special feelings for you. I just made a bet with my friends. You just need to answer me whether to make an appointment during the live broadcast, and I won't make it difficult for you. It's strange to believe you, Xiaolin pouted. She wouldn't believe such a grandiose reason. However, what Su Cheng said is indeed true. He just wants to complete the task, and true love is the homeroom teacher. Although Xiaolin is also beautiful, her breasts are too small for him to like. Really? Although she didn't believe it, Xiaolin could only ask like this. Of course it's true, it's not urgent. You can think about it today and I'll come back tomorrow. Wait a moment. Xiaolin stopped him, can you add me on WeChat? Let's chat when I finish broadcasting, okay? Sure. Nodding his head, Su Cheng also estimated that Xiaolin might not agree today, but it's not urgent. There are still 7 days left until the end of the task, and his card still has 290,000 yuan. He doesn't believe that spending 10 more won't buy a single word from Xiaolin. The tycoon left, and the top spot on the fan list was not there, but the audience was overjoyed. The tycoon actually left. Anchor, are you too pretentious? Just ask if you're making an appointment, and if you're not, just say it directly. There's no need to be so appetizing, right? I took off my pants, but you just showed me this, negative review. No chest leakage, it looks like it's either at the airport or at sea level. People are foolish and have a lot of money. 10,000 yuan is enough for my living expenses for 6 months, it's a waste. Xiaolin, don't be fooled. The wealthy have left, and there are still us. Brothers, let's leave the gifts. Under the call of the audience who were originally the first and now the second in Xiaolin's live broadcast room, some of the viewers who thought she was good brushed up some small gifts to some extent. But all their gifts combined, not even half a blue fairy could match, which made Xiaolin a little enlightened. It seems that there is still a gap between ordinary people and tycoons. Relying solely on these people is not enough to make money, and we still have to embrace the thighs of tycoons. Adjusting her mood, although Xiaolin doesn't want to continue the live broadcast, she has no choice. If she doesn't broadcast it, she will definitely be criticized by others in the future. So, let's broadcast it for another half hour and use it as an excuse to eat and run away. 6. During the task in Chapter 6. You are listening at novel full.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 7. Was conquered by you like this. You are listening at novel full.audio. I'm amazing, my brother. With just one move, he's like 5 blue fairy maidens. Worshipping the wealthy, kneeling down. This female anchor is too sentimental. Even if a tycoon brushes 10,000 yuan, she won't show her legs and has a negative review. The anchor quickly turned cute, everyone is watching. What is a cloudy day changing into a sunny day in seconds? Just look at Xiaolin's current situation and you'll know. Just now, I looked like I was sick and dying. Now, with a smile on my face, it's like my aunt leaving and my uncle coming. Thank you to Brother Xiaolin's blue fairy. Thank you very much, Momoda. It's really great that the tycoon is still here. And with just one move, it costs 10,000. Do you want to be so skilled at playing? Xiaolin was both excited and excited at the moment, wanting to grab her foot and give her a few hard kisses. Su Cheng looked at it, raised his eyebrows, and typed, "Do you want to make an appointment or not? Give me a definite letter." The old driver was about to drive, and the audience in the live broadcast room also cheered along. Yeah, is it a date or not? Hurry up, can you give me a definite word? Hurry up, otherwise I'll send you Feng Yujing. It's really not possible. You can also expose your chest. Hurry up and step back, I'm going to start installing B. Xiaolin saw the barrage, and a faint smile suddenly appeared on the corner of her mouth. She had already thoroughly thought about this question last night, and she already had an answer to deal with it in her heart. Appointment, why not? But we've agreed, we can only arrange a song. I am Xiaoling, asked whether to make an appointment or not. There are many ways to make an appointment, and the old turtles can only think of appointment canon. However, Xiaolin casually filled in a word and cleverly avoided the awkward situation. When she thought about it, she felt like she had Einstein possessed in an instant. Ding! At this moment, a familiar voice came to Su Cheng's mind. Congratulations to the host, successfully completed the first network task, reward task point. 3. Please keep working hard, sleeping trough, it's so easy to complete. Su Cheng rubbed his hands, his expression uplifted. He thought Xiaolin would still refuse today, but he didn't expect her to agree directly. Happiness came too suddenly, and he felt like jumping off a cliff. Strange. Su Cheng couldn't understand a woman's thoughts, and he was too lazy to guess. Ding! Just as he was preparing to retreat to the lottery with a happy mood, the task prompt sound rang again. Network task. Conquered by you like this. Task tip. Let the female anchor play and sing, conquer, with deep affection. It is required to kneel and sing, otherwise it will not count. Completion reward. 2 task points, failure penalty. Deduct 1 task point. Task time limit. 3 hours. The previous network task had just been completed, and within 10 seconds, another one appeared. Su Cheng's mood at this moment is undoubtedly a jerk. Before, he asked if he could make an appointment, but now he wants the girl to kneel and sing conquer, Nima. How could this be possible? The task is mandatory, and if it is not completed, the task points will be deducted, which is equivalent to deducting the chance for a lottery. No matter what method is used, whether it's crying or shouting, playing gongs or drums, it must be completed. After thinking for a moment, Su Cheng decided to give some gifts first. I am Xiaolin giving Rui Xiaolin the Blue Demon Concubine X2 as a gift. 2 more blue fairies arrived, and Rui Xiaolin's little heart was pounding at the moment, thinking to herself that she must add a WeChat account with the wealthy later. Judging by his name, he should be a young man. If he is a wealthy second generation and can spark some sparks with him, then he won't have to worry about the rest of his life. She believes that there is nothing wrong with being materialistic, but her mistake is that many people don't even have money in their mouths, so she has no burden in her heart. She believes that after getting married, she will only be good to one person, as long as she doesn't go out for a romantic life, that is a good woman. Worshipping money. To put it simply, it means loving money. I dare to ask 10 Chinese people, does one not love it? Thank you, Xiao Yanqing's 2 more blue fairy sisters. They were supposed to be broadcasted, but you gave me so many gifts that I'm a bit hesitant to do so. Brother, what song do you want to listen to? Let me tell you, and I'll play a song for you. As she spoke, Rui Xiaolin's eyes rolled and she pouted coquettishly, you must order it, otherwise I will ignore you in the future. Upon hearing this, Su Cheng was moved with tears in his eyes. He was just thinking about how to say this question, but now the female anchor has directly raised it herself, providing timely assistance. You said it yourself, don't blame me. After thinking for a moment, Su Cheng took a preventive shot and said, are you sure you want me to order it? Yeah, you can click on it. I know most of the internet pop songs now, as long as they're not too biased. The Tycoon agreed, and Rui Xiaolin was delighted and quickly said. At this moment, the popularity of her live broadcast room has been rising again, and she is now in a hot spot, attracting thousands of viewers, including generous donations and children's shoes with small gifts. So, did I order it? Click on it, I can't wait anymore, Rui Xiaolin chuckled. Can't wait anymore. When you suffer later. However, to be honest, after spending so much money and not exercising his rights properly, Su Cheng felt like he had become a fake. Without hesitation, Su Cheng typed directly and said, let's start with conquer. After finishing, he added, remember, kneel on the bench and sing, and be affectionate. After thinking for a moment, he continued, if you sing well, you'll get a reward, not short of money. There are still 10 blue fairies in your account. After typing, Su Cheng stared at Rui Xiaolin's reaction on the screen. Conquer. And still kneeling. Rui Xiaolin's pretty face instantly froze with a smile. When it came to solo singing, conquer, although it was a bit difficult to do, she also expressed that she didn't have much pressure, but she had to kneel on the chair and sing, which was a bit of a joke. Well, why don't we change to another song? Kneeling and singing, that's so awkward. Now that there are tens of thousands of people in the live broadcast room, kneeling and singing, conquer, it's not like losing a dead person. In the live broadcast room, the old drivers were frying the pot. 666, kneel and sing, conquer. I'm also drunk, should I bully the female anchor like this? Can you still kneel and sing when you're in a raised position? 1,000 yuan has already been given as a reward, you can decide what to do. Either strip dance or kneel and sing, conquer, choose your own one. Seeing the barrage of bullet comments passing by, Roy Xiaolin felt a faint sadness and a bitter smile in her heart. Stripping dance, that's definitely not possible. Do we really have to kneel and sing conquest? Ha! Suck. For those 10 blue fairy maidens, do it. With a bite of her teeth, Roy Xiaolin put on a desperate look and said, "You bad guys know how to bully me, a new anchor. Sing and sing, who's afraid of who? But I've agreed, there's no shortage of gifts, more is better. Hee hee, there's a play." Upon hearing this, Su Qing didn't say a word and directly gave Roy Xiaolin 5 more blue fairies. I am Xiao Yanqing giving Roy Xiaolin the Blue Demon Concubine X5 as a gift. Seeing these 5 blue fairy maidens, as well as the other audience members who followed the coaxing, to some extent, strengthened Roy Xiaolin's belief. Her height is not high, just like Ren Wu, she is a petite girl. Although she doesn't have much chest, she excels in her slender waist and symmetrical thighs. After some tinkering, Roy Xiaolin successfully knelt down on the chair, then turned her head to look at the camera and said, "I'm going to start. If you're not paying much attention, let's take a walk. If you have a small gift in your hand, let's have a wave. Alright, music, let's go." With the swaying of Roy Xiaolin's 10 fingers, a beautiful melody slowly flew into the ears of everyone in the live broadcast room. Opening his lips and singing, "Finally, you found a way to determine the winner." Her tone is good, although she can't sing Na Ying's sense of sadness and vicissitudes, using her crisp voice to express the song, Conquest also has a unique flavor. I was conquered by you like this. Arriving at the high tide, some viewers who had just entered the live broadcast room were shocked. Now in the live broadcast industry, who dares to sing such a song? This person in front of me dares. This female anchor is a bit competitive. But singing is not the focus, and when they saw Roy Xiaolin kneeling and playing the piano in the video, they were instantly stunned. Lying on the trough, kneeling and singing, conquer. Nyo, by, Zhao Ritian said he completely convinced me. I'll give you a reward of 10 yuan for this posture. What a unique female anchor, I like it. Who is so amazing that they can make the anchor kneel and sing, conquer. You're really good at playing, beautiful woman. There's no one left. It's so amazing. Just one song, Roy Xiaolin let out a little sigh of breath, quickly turned her head and sat upright. When she saw the popularity in the live broadcast room, she was stunned. 20,000 people. Oh my goodness, how could there be so many people? The Sichuan Pepper live streaming platform is different from large platforms like Douyu. Its users are more dispersed, and each anchor has their own circle, so the number of viewers is very large. Generally, anchors who can maintain popularity above 10,000 are considered impressive. If the popularity reaches 20,000, earning 100,000 yuan per month will no longer be empty talk. Of course, perhaps Roy Xiaolin's popularity may not always be as high, but her brief prehistoric popularity also satisfies her vanity a little. 1, 2, 3, increased by 330,000 Sichuan pepper coins. That means besides the 10 blue fairy maidens of I am Xiaoyanqing, the rest of the audience even gave me over 10,000 gifts. It's really. Taking a glance at the growth of Sichuan pepper coins, Roy Xiaolin almost jumped up in excitement. Just now, she resisted singing, conquer, but now, she suddenly has the urge to kneel and sing again. Do you want another round? Chapter 8. Lottery. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 9. Is so spicy, my eyes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The task points were all spent, and just as Su Cheng was about to continue seeing if he could trigger the task and earn some extra money, his mother came back. Xiao Cheng, have you eaten yet? Mom's voice came, you child, why are your things scattered everywhere? I don't know how to tidy them up. It's currently 8 p.m. Su Qing walked slowly out of the bedroom wearing slippers and saw his tired mother, knowing that she must have been busy lately. Yes, Mingxian is the world's green tea base, and the tea here is exported to coastal areas and even overseas. In the current sunny March, spring buds burst out, which is the peak time for tea market sales throughout the year. Therefore, during this period, my mother often does not go home and her thoughts are put into the factory. Su Qing initially complained, but later became accustomed to it. Mom, I ordered takeout. Have you tried it before? How about I also order one for you? Gao Qin frowned and glanced at her son, put away her bag, rolled up her sleeve and said, what kind of takeout to eat? Cancel it quickly, I'll make it for you. Takeout is not nutritious at all, it's best to eat less. Didn't I buy you a bunch of vegetables the day before yesterday? There's chicken and lamb in the fridge, and I don't even know how to make them myself. I'm so lazy, you bastard. Indeed, Su Qing is too lazy to want to die. He still knows how to cook to some extent, but he just doesn't want to do anything. How convenient is eating takeout? Don't be busy, the takeout is already on its way here. Just eat whatever you want. I won't be able to eat much tonight, so hurry up and rest. It seems like you're tired too. Su Qing quickly stepped forward and grabbed his mother, telling her not to be busy. Gao Qin looked at her son strangely and touched his forehead. How did I realize that you're a bit different today? I used to cook, didn't you shout okay, Is it different? It must be different. Although Su Qing is promiscuous, he still has basic judgment and filial piety. His mother has come back from busy work outside and is already very tired. If she continues to cook for him, then he will be too promiscuous. I just see that you're tired, and I feel sorry for you. Hee, for the sake of being so sensible, why don't you give me more pocket money? Su Qing chuckled. Gao Qinbai glanced at his son and cursed with a smile, I knew you had a ghost. Is the living expenses over? Su Qing was taken aback for a moment, then he just talked nonsense and said, no, I'm just joking with you. I still have something here. As he spoke, he said, by the way, when will my dad come back? Didn't he say he will come back the day before yesterday? He's been busy with his political achievements all day and doesn't even care about us. Upon hearing this, Gao Qin slapped his son and said, did you bury your father like this? He didn't come back the day before yesterday due to some delay, so he went to attend the meeting at SH's place. When Su Yunshan was transferred away, the tea factory of Su Cheng's family had already been established, and Gao Qin couldn't casually lose his industry and follow his husband to settle in another county. Su Cheng was very afraid of his father at that time, so he didn't follow him to school there. The family is divided into two places, and only Su Yunshan comes back occasionally when he has free time after finishing his work. As he spoke, Gao Qin said again, I haven't been at home these past few days. Did you sneak out and surf the internet at night? Previously, Su Qing always liked to sneak out and play games at night, and even though he had a computer at home, he didn't play. He was caught quite a few times, but these past few days, Su Cheng's mind has turned and he really didn't have that plan. Of course not, I have been at home all along. Mother let out a sigh, then sat on the sofa and said earnestly, you're also about to take the college entrance examination. Remember to study hard and don't go outside. Mom knows you're not doing well in your studies, and neither your father nor I are demanding anything from you. As long as you can get into a third-tier university, you can go and follow your father to do well. You can keep all the money Mom earns for you, and you won't have to worry about it for the rest of your life. My son's academic performance is very poor, and Gao Qin is aware of this. He has also worked hard to educate him before, and almost didn't open his buttocks. But the child's mind was unstable, and Su Cheng couldn't even listen at that time, so his studies were always chaotic. However, upon hearing his mother's words, he became a bit unhappy and pouted, "Mom, don't worry, I will definitely get you back to a key university for the college entrance examination." Su Ching just finished speaking, ding. Real task. Top scorer in the college entrance examination. Task tip. The host won the top spot in the Sichuan Provincial College Entrance Examination in 2017. Reward for completing. 10 task points. Unfinished punishment. Either run naked on the street or suffer from impotence for 3 months. Damn it, the top scorer in the college entrance examination. Still from the whole province, isn't this going to kill me? When Su Ching received this task, he felt a cool airflow passing through his pants. Just kidding, he is the top scorer in the college entrance examination. With his grades, even if he can get into a bachelor's degree, he can burn incense and worship Buddha. What I said just now was just to comfort my mother. I didn't expect the system to be even more ruthless towards him. Do you want to take advantage of this? Alright, let's not talk big about it for now, to avoid the pressure. Obviously, his mother didn't believe that he could get into a key university. What else can Su Ching say? He can only smile bitterly. After eating takeout, Su Ching returned to his bedroom and asked the system with his mind, "System, come out of here, I'm going to kill you. What's going on with this realistic task? You must explain it clearly." The electronic synthesis sound of the system resounded. The literal meaning of the task is very clear, please consider it yourself. Your sister, with a cursing, Su Ching calmed down and began to think about the key points of the problem. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. Right, skill book, right. After using the French skills book, Su Ching entered the room and achieved the language proficiency of French adults, speaking twice as well. After using the mathematical skills book, the field of mathematics has also entered the entrance level, but the skill inclination points are different, so it can only reach the level of elementary school. But these are not the key points, the key is that there is the right to purchase skill books in the technology city. If we can upgrade our skills from the entry level to the proficiency level, then I understand all the university knowledge. What is the college entrance examination? Even if you can pick up a silk, you can still attract a girl. How can you worry about not being able to marry a wife despite being wealthy and handsome? At the thought of this, Su Cheng's heart and liver began to beat with a thud. Gather all the subject skill books, and then you will be the top scorer in the college entrance examination, a comeback from being a scumbag to a top student. Which student doesn't want their academic performance to be better? Definitely not, as long as they are students, whether they are elementary or middle school students, they all hope to have excellent grades. The admiring eyes of the girls in the same class and the caring smiles of the female teachers are like poisonous temptations. Simply put, 3 words. Vanity. However, wanting to learn well, wanting to learn or not, and being able to learn or not, these 3 are not the same dimensional things. Anyway, Su Cheng's opinion is that he doesn't want to study, but he wants to have good grades. In the eyes of the teachers, this idea only has 2 words. Hee hee. In the past, such foolish dreams never happened, but now, as long as there are enough task points, Su Ching believes that he can definitely find the answer from the technology city. Task point, I'm here. At present, Su Ching still has 230,000 yuan in his bank account, and in addition to the more than 40,000 yuan spent on Rui Xiaolin, there is also 28,000 yuan in his Sichuan pepper account. These money are basically impossible to get back, and Su Ching didn't want to get them either. He also had a preliminary plan to circle the money in his heart and didn't care about it at all. Upon logging into the Sichuan Pepper live streaming platform, Su Ching suddenly discovered that there were several private messages in the message box. The first one is from Rui Xiaolin. "Brother, why don't you add me on WeChat? Don't you like me?" Su Ching smiled, "Your chest is too small." The second one is from another female anchor. "Rich brother, come to my live broadcast room, I can make an appointment." Su Cheng's eyes lit up and he clicked into the live broadcast room of this female anchor, sleeping trough, so spicy, my eyes. The weapon was full of weapons, but with just one hand grabbing the makeup on his face, he could probably grab a handful, making it terrifying like a ghost. Still scheduled. Aren't you afraid to be scared to death when you wake up in the middle of the night and see a female ghost sleeping next to you? Poor appearance. Pass it off. The third point is also about an unfamiliar female anchor. Rich brother, can you make friends? I'm on WeChat *** 34. Too fat, no interest. With a pout, Su Cheng clicked on the top of the homepage and didn't trigger the task, feeling a bit disappointed. After thinking for a moment, I continued to click on the newcomer section and pulled it down, but the task was not triggered. It's strange, I'm just there. How could there be no task? Is the opening method incorrect? At this moment, Su Cheng is still eager to do a few tasks, but the system has not given any prompts. Just as he was about to withdraw from Sichuan Pepper, his face was stunned. Ding! Network task. Dance a strip dance. Task tip. Choose a popular female anchor with over 10,000 followers and publicly ask her to do at least 5 stripteases. Reward for completing. 3 task points, punishment for not completing. Insomnia for 3 days. Task time limit. 10 minutes. 10, Chapter 10 Dance, Getting Up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Stripping dance. No more, right? A new task arrived, and upon seeing it, Su Cheng felt resentful and smiled bitterly. It's this kind of underrated content again, and this time the target is not a new anchor, but a popular anchor with over 10,000 followers. Last time I asked someone if they had made an appointment, but this time I asked them to do a strip dance directly. Su Cheng was a bit distressed as he kept his head shut. 10 minutes, the task time is only 10 minutes, we need to hurry up. Clicking on the homepage, Su Cheng began searching in the popular area. This kind of stripping task naturally requires finding some unrestrained female anchors. If you let some delicate and timid female anchors do it, they may give you 2 ears of melon seeds and kick you out of the room. So, the choice must be correct, otherwise the task cannot be completed by tomorrow. Compared to the punishment of young impotence, although this insomnia may sound lighter, in reality, 3 days of insomnia is not so easy to deal with. Glancing his eyes, Su Cheng quickly began to search for prey. Suddenly, a live broadcast room called Goddess Art Han caught his attention. Han is a popular anchor on the Sichuan Pepper platform. She has been live streaming on Sichuan Pepper for over a year and has many fans. The top 10 on the fan list are all tycoons who have rewarded her with more than 50,000 renminbi, and the top spending on the list even amounts to over 800,000 renminbi. The total Sichuan Pepper coins are over 20 million, and after discounting, her live streaming income is around 2 million. In real life, she used to be a dance artist and had a desire to become a celebrity. However, the entertainment industry was too deep and not easy to get by. Her professional skills were not enough. After being deceived a few times, she reluctantly chose to withdraw. By chance, she started playing with Sichuan Pepper, with dancing and singing as the main content of the live broadcast for the audience. Through her beautiful figure and seductive dance moves, she also has her own place on the Sichuan Pepper platform, although not in the top 5, she is still in 8th place. However, for some reason, she has found that her popularity has not changed in the past month, but her income has decreased. From over 5,000 per day to less than 300 now, she is going crazy. Since it started broadcasting today, it has been over 2 hours and her popularity has been consistently above 12,000. However, strangely enough, there are very few people who give her gifts, and the total value of all gifts is less than 300. If this continues, we won't be able to afford to eat anymore. Where did the tycoon die? The huge difference in daily income from at least 5,000 to 300 yuan made Yihan feel anxious. She carefully looked in the mirror and found that her figure was still hot and her dancing was still seductive. But why did live streaming income continue to decline? She couldn't figure it out and felt angry inside. Actually, the question she is struggling with is very simple. Aesthetic fatigue, whether one can see or not. For these two reasons, it's just that this kind of problem has been suppressing and not erupting for the past year, but once it erupts, it can directly overwhelm her. Is Xiaolin Snow Mountain beautiful? More than 90% of people will say beauty. But if we put it into the painting and show it to you every day, do you think it's still beautiful after watching it for a year? Still beautiful, but I don't want to see it anymore. Why? Because I'm tired of watching. This is just like a man who has a beautiful and charming wife at home, but still wants to go out and have sex, even looking for a woman who is even uglier than a charming wife. He is willing to do it because he is tired of it. Besides, it's just that it can be seen but not uploaded. What do tycoons spend money for? Most pictures are for fun, but some people rush to have sex with a host. Spending hundreds of thousands, why don't you even give me a hand to hold? Do you consider yourself Guanyin Bodhisattva and labor capital as a money-giving boy? After thinking it through, I naturally left. And coincidentally, the tycoons on the fan list in the Yihan live broadcast room came to their senses at the same time. After a hot dance, Yihan looked at the camera gasping for breath and smiled coquettishly. Babies with gifts, take them away. If you still want to watch the dance, brush the small things in your hands. If it's hot, Yihan will continue to dance. If not, let's talk about it. Oh, it's so hot, it's exhausting. In the live broadcast room, the audience is never lacking in vulgar language. Keep going, I just took off my pants, why did you stop? Since entering Yihan's live broadcast room, my health has been deteriorating day by day. Sister, you are so beautiful. Would you like to make an appointment? Sleeping slot, is your chest fake? Dare you tear it open a little more? Anchor, how much does your chest cost per kilogram? After begging for a gift, there were very few people who gave the reward. Yihan could only smile and thank him, thank you, Oilfield, for the gift. However, it's not enough. It's still far from Shangri. Friends who like it, don't stop liking it in their hands. The live broadcast of Sichuan peppercorns costs 10 yuan each, which is not worth much money. However, at this moment, 5 blue fairy maidens suddenly floated up in the live broadcast room. I am Xiaoyan Cheng, giving the goddess Yihan the blue demon concubine X5 as a gift. 5 blue fairy maidens, worth 10,000 yuan, directly propelled Yihan's live broadcast room to the top spot. She also froze for a while, but when she regained her senses, her watery eyes sparkled with brilliance. The tycoon has arrived. 666, having money is capricious, and every move is equivalent to 3 months' salary from labor and management. 10,000 yuan is enough to go to several major health treatments. The anchor, hurry up and jump. It's already a hot topic. If you don't keep your word, you'll be struck by lightning. Just now, Yihan complained that there were no tycoons coming to give gifts, but now a real moat has arrived without blinking an eye. The gloom in Yihan's heart has disappeared, and he held his heart in both hands and exclaimed in surprise, wow, the blue fairy maiden, there are still 5 blue fairy maidens. Thank you very much, thank you very much. I am a gift from Xiao Yancheng. 5 blue fairy maidens can earn her a pure 7,000 yuan. During this period, her live streaming income has been declining day by day, earning over 7,000 yuan, which was also a month and a half ago. The sudden return of high salary made her feel ecstatic. Xiao Yancheng, do you want to listen to music or dance? Listening to music. Listen to your sister, I came to see you dance striptease. Su Qing didn't leave a trace and said directly, dance, but I have a request. Brother, I'll meet any requirements you have. As she spoke, she deliberately pulled her clothes down a bit to make the fair collar clearer. Shit. Su Qing really wanted to tidy her up, but when it came to the task, he decided to forget it. Well, let's do a striptease then. Gah. Yi Han was stunned. The audience in the live broadcast room also looked bewildered. Live streaming striptease dance. Sleeping slot, do you want it to be so stimulating? The audience instantly felt like they had beaten chicken blood. So explosive. I like it. Hurry up and jump, I have prepared tissues. I can't do it anymore, my kidney is already overdrawn. You really know how to play, Tycoon. Since watching your live broadcast, Mom no longer has to worry that I won't be able to find the little movie. Yi Han's face showed a bitter expression. Why is this Tycoon having bad taste? She's doing strip dancing live, isn't that forcing her to be banned? Su Qing added, you can wear more clothes, preferably 10 or 8 pieces, and then take off one by one, at least 5 pieces. After finishing, I still have 5 blue fairy maidens here. 5 more. A glimmer of longing flashed in Yi Han's charming eyes, she put on more clothes, and then jumped. For her, there was no loss at all, let's do it. Okay, since everyone wants to see it, I'll fulfill your lewd desires like Lust Wolf. Cluck, wait for me for 2 minutes, I'll go and come. After speaking, Yi Han twisted her fat buttocks and walked away. When she returned, her body was already tightly wrapped. Yanran smiled and blinked lightly, then coquettishly said, so I'm starting. So, the enchanting dance began. Su Qing saw it, and his throat and eyes were also a bit dry and itchy. It has to be said that although Yi Han may be a bit snobbish and Su Qing doesn't like her personality, she has a good figure and is talented, especially when dancing, her seductive energy can instantly explode people's vision. Without any suspense, Yi Han took off 5 pieces of clothing, and Su Qing's system task was also completed. The 5 agreed upon blue fairy maidens were not missing her, so they were simply brushed off. One is willing to fight, one is willing to suffer, one is willing to give a reward, and the other is willing to strip. Both of them are in love, and we are happy.